All right. Now I think we left off last time with 4/5 or 5/6. I think we factored out a negative, and we factored out, I can't remember, a fraction maybe? I can't remember. Yeah, that's what we started doing. We started doing that. So let's factor out. Let's do a refresh of that, and let's factor out a -2. -2x squared plus, we'll make it simple, 4x minus 6 minus 5 is equal to 0. Now go ahead and move the 5. -2x squared plus 4x plus blank is equal to 5 plus blank. Factor out the -2. And remember, we'll take the highlighter, whatever you factor out, you have to multiply by the right side blank. And 2 divided by 2 is what? And 1 squared is? And that's going to give us -2. Shortcut number 2, x minus 1, quantity squared. 5 minus 2 is 3. Vertex is 1, comma, -3. And you finish out solving. Do we have x-intercepts? No, we do not. Go ahead and finish it. Write it in terms of I. Now I want you to sketch it. Find the domain, range, increasing, decreasing values, line of symmetry. Look off in the class. So, divide by -2. And that's going to give us x minus 1. Quantity squared is equal to -3 over 2. Take the square root of both sides. And that's going to give us x minus 1 is equal to the square root of -3 over the square root of 2. Now I'm going to focus on this for a little bit because this needs to be simplified. x minus 1 is equal to the square root of negative 1 times the square root of 3 over the square root of 2. And that's going to give me x minus 1 is equal to I times the square root of 3 over the square root of 2. Now, what else is wrong with the right side? What else do you not want? You don't want a radical in the denominator, so we're going to multiply. We're going to rationalize the denominator by multiplying by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. And you should remember that from your Math 102. So x minus 1 is equal to I square root of 2 times square root of 3 is what? Square root of 6 over 2. And then x is equal to I square root of 6 plus, and we're going to bring over plus 2 over 2, plus 2 over 2. Now sketch everything. Hold on. Got to bring this 1 over, right? It's supposed to be, oh, that's supposed to not times, plus. My bad. No, that's right. Bring it over as 2 over 2. You got a 2 right here, right? So you got to bring this over as 2 over 2. Because you cannot add fractions unless you have a common what? Denominator. So I brought this 1 over as 2 over 2. That's what that is at. Yeah. Maybe that'll help. Now, what does it look like? Well, we got a y-intercept of negative 5, and we've got a vertex of 1, negative 3, and which way is it going? Why is it pointing downward? Because of the negative in front of the 2. Domain, all real numbers. Range, negative infinity to negative 3. Increasing from negative infinity to negative to 1, sorry. Decreasing from 1 to what? And the line of symmetry, x is equal to 1. Question? Just curious, those of you that had 102, did y'all go over complete the square at all? You did? Some of you? Huh? Huh. Yeah, y'all had a bad experience. Yeah, you're doing pretty good. All right, so let's do a nerd. This time, we're still on the negative, but we're going to factor out it's going to give us a fraction. So let's go with the same type, -2. Well, we can go with a, hold on a minute, this thing's going crazy and doing all kinds of stuff. Let's go with -3x squared minus 7x minus 2 is equal to 0. Give y'all about 3 minutes to work on that. Yeah. Huh? It's about 15 minutes after class. Mm-hmm. Still got somebody trying to get in. I bet she's using Skype. You'll see it says she's offline. Offline. Tried it several times. I think she's on Skype. Wow. Evidently, I pissed her off. Miss Kunkel, you there now? Hello? Miss Kunkel, you there? Yeah, she's there. Okay. All right. Okay, let's continue. I'll listen in case still got one can't get on, but I think she's on Skype. I think she's using Skype, and nothing I can do about that. There's Skype and there's Skype for Business. Skype for Business is for meetings. Skype is just for one-on-one. So I think that's why she's not coming up. All right. So we've got move the 2, -3x squared minus 7x plus blank is equal to 2 plus blank. Factor out the -3, that gives us x squared plus what? 7/3 x plus blank is equal to 2 plus -3 times blank. And again, just a reminder that whatever you factor out, multiply by that blank. Okay, now we've got to use our rule, 7/3, that's b, divided by 2, and squared. Now I do this for a reason, because the whole purpose of using complete the square is so you don't have to use what? The calculator. So if you start to use the calculator, then you're missing the boat, the train, and the bus. 7/3 divided by 2/1 is equal to 7/3 multiplied by what? And that's 7/6. And that's 49 what? All right, so that gives us -3. Shortcut number 1. Equals 2 minus 3/1 times 49/36. Again, I'm doing this to show you that this is all the mechanics. 80% of the mechanics that we're doing here is 3rd and 4th grade math. I'm not doing it to make you feel bad. I'm just trying to show you why we use complete and square. 1 is it's not restricted, and 2, you can just do it without having to worry about a calculator. Now 2/1 ain't gonna work with. Let's change that to 2/1. We got to have a 12, right? So I'm gonna change this to what? 24/12. That's right, class. Thank you for the interaction. 49/12. All right, finish it out. Find the vertex, and I'll even help you out. 24 minus 49, what does that come out to be? 25? -25, help me out. -25/12. We're going to have x-intercepts? Yes, we are. Why? I thought you said if there was a negative. Yeah, but what's on the left-hand side? You got to divide by that -3, and that makes it positive, so you are going to have x-intercepts. See, if high schools would teach completing the square in Algebra 2, then they would also get the fraction work in, they would get the the sketching the graph in, the domain and range, and get all that in. But instead, they choose the quadratic formula, which tells students to use the calculator. And that's where we get away from using brain work. And the quadratic formula won't give you the vertex. You have to go through and replug in to the quadratic formula, negative b over 2a. You have to plug that back in to get the vertex. So what I'm trying to tell you is, where do you do most of your work with the quadratic formula? Yeah, on the calculator. And you also do extra work because it doesn't give you the vertex unless you plug it back in. So you have to do more work after you get through with the quadratic formula and find the x-intercepts. You have to go back and plug back in to find the vertex. See, the damn Russians, that's what it is. Negative 3, x plus 7/6, quantity squared, that's supposed to be squared, sorry, is equal to, what I say, negative 25 over 12?
Yeah.
And here we can get our vertex. I'll just go over to the right here. That thing's supposed to go away. Need training. So the vertex is negative 7/6, 25 over 12. Now we're going to take this, negative 3, x plus 7/6, quantity squared is equal to negative 25 over 12. Divide by negative 3 over 1. Divide by negative 3 over 1. Again, I'm showing you, just remember your fractional laws. You get x plus 7/6 negative 25, a positive 25 over 36. Now, isn't that nice? What's nice about it? They're both perfect squares. I'm sorry, where? No, that's exponents. You're thinking of exponents. X to the negative 1 over x to the negative 2. If you bring that up, it becomes x squared over 12. You're thinking of that. Just leave. That's fine. We'll talk about you after you leave. Just get out of the room. You're forgiven. Alright, so x, whoever that was, plus 7 over 6 is equal to positive or negative 5 what? X is equal to positive or negative 5 minus 7 over 6. That's the denominator. What's 5 minus 7? What's negative 2 over 6? Negative 1/3? That's one x-intercept. What's negative 5 minus 7? Negative 12 over 2? I'm sorry. Negative 12 over 6? All right, sketch it out. Domain, range, increasing, decreasing, line of symmetry. Catch the roll while y'all were ciphering. Hopefully nobody has got kicked out again. Mr. Allison's here. Okay. Barnes. Bearden's here. Cherry. Clark. Chris, she's been trying. I'm going to give her an A for effort. I'm going to let her. She says she downloaded it, but she still can't get it. Driver. I think Miss Driver Skyped in. I think. Let me see. Huh? She did? Okay. Driver Skyped in. Fields Skyped in. Fisher. Fox Skyped in. Fuller Skyped in. Harvell's here. Hull. Kemp. Kraft. Kunkel Skyped in. Silva's here. Simmons is here. Strickland is here. He left. Warnick and Weaver. So, golly, everybody's here today. Except for, and she's trying. Give her an A for effort. I'll try her again. See, she's offline. I don't know what's going on. We're back. All right. So we got a y-intercept of what? -2? We got an x-intercept, or a vertex, of -1 and 1/6, and positive, what? 2 and 1/12, positive 2 and 1/12, something like that. -2 and -1/3. Why is it so skinny? That's not rhetorical. I'm asking y'all to answer your questions. Because of the negative what? Because of the 3, not the negative. The negative just tells it to go down. But the 3 out front makes it skinny. So, domain, all reals, range, -infinity to 25/12. And increasing from -infinity to 7/6, decreasing from 7/6 to infinity, and the line of symmetry is x is equal to -7/6. Okay, so that's about a 5 or a 6. Now let's move up to a 7 or 8. give you a minute or two to work on that. You know what to do, it's just a matter of if you can do fraction math. Right now is when you think that teacher back in high school told you to use quadratic formula. Maybe you sing that little song. You want to hit them in the face. A lot of people say, when I talk about this, they say, well, when do you use the quadratic formula? When you have a quadratic with decimals. That's when you use the quadratic formula. In fact, that's the only time you need to use the quadratic formula. I'd just give up. Too much work. Slow your pencil down real hard. Speaking of Senator Warren, or whatever she is, did you see where Pelosi, Pocahontas, did you see where Pelosi said that she wanted to work with President Bush, and Waters said that Russia invaded Korea? No, they need to really look at these people. I think they're, what is it, dementia? I believe they got dementia. Yeah, like yesterday, like 2 days ago. Yeah, I got it on video. Waters, Senator Waters, she said, and Putin is invading Korea? Everybody was like, what?
I mean, she couldn't even think.
Go ahead.
She couldn't even think because Korea or Russia would never do that.
It's a communist country. I mean,
actually, you know what? Senator Warren, she got asked to sit out of the Senate.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we were talking about Warren for class. She's a lunatic. She says she says she's Native American. Whatever. Isn't it to be a Native American you have to be at least a quarter or something like that?
Yeah.
There's no way she's a quarter.
She's like a 10.
Yeah.
You think that you want
No. Throw your pencil down and quit. There you go. That's the way you do it. See, if you're supposed to give it a pop, it's supposed to pop. Like the frustration. All right. So, 1/3 x squared plus 1/4 x plus blank is equal to 2 plus blank. Factor out the 1/3. Now be careful here. Remember, when you factor, what do you do? What's the operation that you use when you factor? Division. So I'm going to factor 1/3 out. I'm going to put it as a dotted 1/3. But I'm going to show you what I actually do right here. And then when I do it, I'll turn this into a 1/3. Okay, 1/3 divided by 1. 1/3 is 1. Well, 1/4 divided by 1/3, you got to go out here and do 1/4 multiplied by what? 3 over what? 1. And that becomes what? 3/4. So this middle becomes 3/4. And now that I've divided or I factored out my 1/3, now I can pull it out front. There we go. Now, we've got to go out to the side here. 3/4 divided by 2 over 1 and square it. What is that shaping this board? I just can't get a break. 3/4 multiplied by 2 over 1 squared. 6 over 4 squared is what? 36 over 16. This thing keeps shaking. I can say earthquake, and we can all run out of here screaming. What do y'all say? Why didn't y'all say something? Y'all suck. I did that on purpose to catch y'all, and y'all didn't even. I suck. Thank you, ma'am. You're going to fail this class now. 3 over 8 quantity squared is what? 9/64. How about that? Thank you. Thank you for catching that. Well, I'm not too worried about it, because what would have happened when we tried to draw it? We would have called it 9 over 64. 9 over 64. And then that'll give me 1/3 x plus 3/8 quantity squared is equal to, well, let me go over here and simplify a little bit. That 3 will go in there one time, go in there 3 times. 3 won't go in 64, so that's it. So that's over 1. So I'm going to make this 128 over 64. 128 over 64. Plus, not with plus, no. You can't do it with plus. Over 3 plus 3 over 64. So 1/3 times x plus 3/8 quantity squared is equal to 131 over 64. All right, I'm going to just circle that right now. Is that what you want me to look at? To find the errors? Now I'll take this and scrunch it down. Y'all impressed, aren't you? I know you won't be able to do this without any training whatsoever. Okay. So our vertex is -3/8 and -131 over 64. Now, if you want to turn that into decimals, knock yourself out because you're going to be plotting, so you do need decimals when you plot, or you can just do it in your head. You don't have to get it down to the 100th because you're sketching a graph. You're not going to be able to do it exactly anyway because you're dealing with the width of your lead versus how close you're getting. There's no way you're going to get it. You're just sketching. All right? Now let's finish solving. Divide by 1/3. Divide by 1/3. When you divide by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal, or you just forget about it and go through half the problem and just do it. And you get x plus 3/8 quantity squared is equal to, thank you, 393 over 64. Take the square root of both sides. X plus 3/8 is equal to, well, 393, I'll just leave that there right now because I want to think about that a little bit. I don't want to use my calculator because I want to try to think a little bit. So I'm going to leave that as 393. And the square root of 64 is, hey, isn't that nice? Okay, I do know that 400 is 20, so I can back off of 400 and say 9 times 9 is a 1, so maybe 19.3 or 4. What does it come out to be? 19.8? Okay. X plus 3/8 equals positive or negative 19.8 over 8. And then X is equal to positive or negative 19.8 minus 3 over 8. Now what's 19.8 minus 3? 16, right? Right at 16, right? 16.8? Yeah. So 16 divided by 8 is 2, right? So 2 and 1/8 or something like that. What does it come out to be? 2 point what? Well, that's why y'all got the calculators. Come on, calculators, real team. Don't twirl them around on your fingers like a basketball. So 2.1. I said that while ago, but I haven't even got a calculator. All right. Negative 19.8 minus 3 is negative what? 22 or 23? 23 divided by 8 is 3, so that's going to be a what? A negative 3? Negative 2.8? What is it? I'm sorry, it's 2.9. All right, sketch it. So we've got a y-intercept of -2. Vertex of -3/8, which is -4/8, which is -1/2. And 64 is 1/28, so that's going to be -2 and whatever. -2 and something. So -2, it's going to be a little bit like this. Something like that. And 2.1 on one side. And -2.9. Why is it so wide? It's a fraction. A is a fraction between 0 and 1. That's why it's wide. And domain, all real numbers, range, -131 over 64 to infinity, decreasing from -infinity to -3/8, increasing from -3/8 to infinity, line of symmetry, x is equal to -3/8. Questions? And now our last complete the square. How many have we done so far? 8 or 9? Somebody count. Look in your notes. Usually by the time we get through, it's somewhere between 9 and 11. Yeah, I may get mad. He's leaving. How many? 8. Well, I need to do 3 more than I'm just kidding. All right, here's the last one. And if you can do this one, you've got complete the square down. -1/2 x squared plus 3/4 x minus 1/10 is equal to 0. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't even do it. Just quit. Too much whoa. What's that word? Starts with a W. Work. Yeah, water. Elizabeth Warren says the Democrats are not the minority party. That's what I was thinking. Maybe she needs a little refresher on that. You know, people that are taking psychology and sociology, y'all have a whole lot to write on. Y'all can just watch the news and just write on the human behavior of crazy people. That beat up on the side of a water cannon truck. It only took 3 weeks, but we now have an attorney general. Only took 3 weeks. Skype folks, y'all still with us? Y'all ain't left yet, have you? They're all asleep. Yep, they all asleep, laying down, sleeping, or watching The Price is Right. Huh? Oh, it already went off. What's on right now? Days of Our Lives? What? Dr. Phil, he might be still interviewing the cash outside. Freaking idiot. I'm sorry. But did y'all see her when you watched the interview when she was at home? She wasn't talking all ghetto until she got on TV. Did y'all watch that? Yeah. Somebody needs to punch her in the face. She needs to be punched in. Dang old polypole. Dang old Farmer Tractor Supply. 99 cents. They don't break. They're 4 foot long and they make a good switch. I actually brought 2 to class one time because they had a couple of mothers that needed one. Well, not only would she have to deal with Mama, she'd have to deal with Daddy too.
Oh yeah, my kid, my whole family was big. We didn't have brothers.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, wake up, Mr. Fox. Quit watching Days of Our Lives. Anybody quit? Gave up yet? Good. We still have discouraged students. That's good. That's my job. To discourage you. First thing, move C. I'll do that for you. There you go. Now, factor out that -1/2. I'm going to do it like this because I'm going to write out what we're actually doing. And then after I do it, I'll change that to a solid. So, -1/2 x squared divided by -1/2 plus 3/4 divided by -1/2 plus blank is equal to 1/10 plus -1/2 blank. Of course, this cancels and leaves you with 1, which that's what it's supposed to do. Over here, I'm going to take it over here so we can do it. 3/4 divided by -1/2 is multiplied by -2/1, which gives us negative what? 3/2. Now I can change this to a -1/2 x squared minus what? 3/2 x plus blank is equal to 1/10 minus 1/2 blank. Now you take the 3/2 and divide by 2 to the square. I just got you over one hump. Now you try to get over the next hump. Or you can quit. Start some of y'all off if you're still rusty. 3/2 divided by what? 2/1, Hubert. That's right, class. Squared, which is equal to 3/2 multiplied by what? 1/2 squared, which is equal to 3 what? 4 squared, which is equal to what? All right, now I got you over both columns. Now it's all downhill. You should be able to finish. If you can't, just consider yourself a what? Failure. Good, y'all learning. It only took 3 or 4 weeks. Get all y'all on board here in a minute. You know, this positive thinking and motivation thing is way overrated. Helps to discourage you. That way you can only go which way? Up. Down. I'm gonna do down. Actually, that came from my second semester of teaching. I had a student that came in every day, and she was an older lady, and bless her heart, I mean, she just might as well just commit suicide. I mean, every day she'd come in. I worked 48 hours yesterday. I worked third shift twice last night. I got the Spanish flu. I got the Chinese flu. I got this. I got that. My back hurts. My leg hurts. So much like my ex-mother-in-law is pathetic. One of those people that you say hey to, and that's all you say. You say, hey. You don't say how you doing. Anyway, she come to class one day, and I was in a pissy mood. And she just hit me the wrong way. And I'm like, yeah, why don't you just quit? And when I did, the whole class just erupted. And that's where that came from. Just quit. I mean, you come in here every day, you bellyache. Why are you doing it? If it's so much pain, why are you doing it? And I went into this whole spiel. Needless to say, after that day, she didn't complain anymore. What does complaining do? Makes you feel a little bit better, that's it. Nobody's going to talk to me in this class. Huh? I ain't going to complain about it. I'm pretty happy right now. I watched my video of the guy getting knocked down by water. I watched the bus knock down a protester. So I'm pretty happy right now. I'll have to show y'all getting tased, the drunk guy getting tased on the lawnmower. We'll have to watch that. We'll have to watch that next time. Just going to the oyster shack. Can't remember his name. He had a name. Just going to the oyster shack. Get your beer.
Take off your cigarettes.
He's the one put a cigarette out. X minus 3/4 1 squared is equal to, oh, we might as well forget this. Why? Can't do that. So let's, first of all, let's do 9 over what? 32? So 1/10 minus 9 over 32. Got to get the common denominator, which is 320. So negative 1/2 x minus 3/4 quantity squared is equal to 32 over 320 minus 90 over 320. Y'all check me, make sure I do it in my head. So Make sure I get it right. 12, 1, 2, 20, 32 times 33 to 1, 2, 20, 25. All right, now I'm going to scrunch that down. And if you're still having trouble, then there's just no hope. Group therapy. There we go. Negative 1/2 x minus 3/4 quantity squared is equal to, I have no idea, 58 over 320. Somebody check me. What? Okay, of course I am. Negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 of the vertex is 3/4, comma, 58 over 320. And we'll worry about that later. So x minus 3/4 squared is equal to, multiply by negative 2 over 1, which will knock this down to what, 160? And 58 over 160, we'll simplify that later. 160. So now you got x minus 3/4 quantity squared is equal to 58 will be 29 over 80. And I don't think you can go any further than that, because 29 is just a prime number. And square root, that's going to be x minus 3/4 is equal to the square root of 29 over the square root of 80. And we can break that down to 420. We can break this down. X minus 3/4 is equal to the square root of 29 over 2 square root of 20. Y'all check me. And then I can take that down. That'd be 4 square root of 10. Somebody check me. 4 square root of 10. Yeah, but we're not doing that. We're doing it in our head. We're going to try to. Well, okay. Well, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that. That'd be what? 80 would be 8.9, right? And 29 would be 4.9. Let's see, 25 is, I'm sorry, 5.3, 5.4. You can do that. That's fine. But I'm going to try to do it with radicals, if you don't mind. I'll try to. Let's see. Check that. 4 square root of 10. Square root of 10 is 3. So I think that's right. Let's see. 4 times 20. And then 4 times 4 times 5. Square root of 5. Right? Square root. Yeah. 16 times 5 is 80. All right, now I'm going to multiply this by the square root of 5 over the square root of 5. And that's going to give me x minus 3/4 is equal to the square root of 29 times the square root of 5 over 4 times 5, which is 20. And then x is equal to the square root of 29 times the square root of 5 over 20 plus 15 over 20. And the square root of 29 and the square root of 5, you can do square root of what? Let's see, 5 times 9 is 45. 145. I think that's right. X is equal to the square root of 145 plus 15 over 20. And what's the square root of 145? 12.1. So X is equal to positive or negative 12.1 plus 15 over 20. And what's 12 plus 15? 27 over 20. That's one x-intercept. Now what's negative 12 plus 15? That'd be a positive 3 over 20. Well, divide by 2, that's 10. And that's 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, so that's going to be 0.15. That's one x-intercept. And then divide by 2, that'll be 10. 27 divided by 2 is what, 13 and a half? You can check me on that. 13 and a half. So that's going to be 1.35. Both of them negative. Which one's negative? Both of them positive? Yeah. So your x-intercepts are 0.15 and 1.35. Those of you who use the calculator, what did y'all come up with? I'm waiting. Huh? Oh yeah, there you go. That's what I like to hear. None of this, none of that crap. Nobody did. Nobody did? We'll finish it. Y'all get out of here. Have a good day. We are closing in on the test because I've only got like 2 or 3 things to cover after this because we just finished completing the square. So we're probably talking about a test the end of this week coming up, the end of next week. Okay? Be 2 tests, chapter 1, unit 1 and unit 2, which is chapter 2 and chapter 3. Y'all get out of here. Have a good weekend. Oh, Skype crew, have a good weekend. Yeah, bye, Hubert. See you later, Hubert. Have a good weekend, Hubert. Thanks, guys.